Imagine for a moment an unseen law diligently at work behind the scenes of your financial life, whether you acknowledge it or not. A silent, relentless force, operating constantly, shaping your triumphs, your setbacks, the doors that swing open for you, and even those that remain firmly shut. Have you ever stopped to wonder why some individuals seem to effortlessly draw prosperity like a magnet, while others find themselves caught in endless cycles of scarcity, despite their hard work, their fervent prayers, and their best efforts to do everything right? What if I were to tell you that the answers to these very questions were already etched into existence, long before any modern self-help tome, ages before the rise of internet gurus, and well before the term manifestation became a trendy buzzword? The truth lies in the Bible. It's that simple, direct, yet so few truly grasp it. This video isn't merely another piece of content about faith or finance. It's not just a superficial motivational speech urging you to think positive. Today, we're going to unlock a new gateway of understanding. We're digging deep right to the roots. We'll explore something most people shy away from teaching: the law of sowing and reaping, the Bible's most overlooked financial secret, and concurrently, one of the most potent pillars of manifestation and the law of attraction. But before we proceed, one crucial point must be clear. What you're about to hear isn't theoretical. It's not armchair philosophy. This is a powerful call to action, an invitation to break free from old patterns. Because by the end of this video, the ultimate revelation, which I'm intentionally saving for last, could literally re-engineer your entire relationship with money, with the universe, and even with God himself. So be warned. Stay until the very end. Every single minute of this video is a vital piece of a larger puzzle. Miss even one, and the profound transformation possible in your life might not materialize. After all, if you can't commit to a simple action like this, how can you expect to manifest greater things? And if at any point during this video you experience that profound aha moment, that urge to delve deeper, take a look at the link I've pinned in the first comment. There's exclusive material there, crafted specifically for those who are truly ready to stop waiting for life to change on its own. Now take a deep breath, and let's truly begin. From childhood, most of us were conditioned to believe that money comes only through sheer physical effort, through sweat and struggle. The notion of toiling relentlessly until exhaustion became almost a doctrine. And of course, hard work is commendable. The Bible doesn't condemn effort. But what almost no one has revealed to you is that effort devoid of spiritual understanding leads only to weariness, frustration, spinning your wheels in circles. Do you recognize that feeling of constantly chasing something but never quite catching it? That perpetual struggle to make ends meet? That sensation of money flowing in one door only to rush out the other? There's a profound spiritual reason behind this. And this is precisely the point where most viewers will disengage. Do you know why? Because this is where the discomfort begins. Because when we hear that our financial reality is a direct consequence of the seeds we've sown, the initial reaction is often denial. It's easier to look outward and blame the government, the economy, the boss, or simply bad luck. But the raw truth is this: everything you possess today, or lack, is a direct outcome of seeds you yourself have planted, whether consciously or unconsciously. The law of sowing and reaping isn't merely a beautiful metaphor. It's not poetic advice from ancient proverbs. It is a spiritual technology, an invisible yet absolutely precise formula. The Bible states clearly, whatever a man sows, that he will also reap. It doesn't say, perhaps he will reap. It doesn't say, if God wills, he will reap. It states he will reap. Period. No excuses, no loopholes. And this is where the first shock of realization hits. You are harvesting precisely what you've cultivated, and I'm not just referring to physical money. I'm talking about thoughts, words, emotions, actions. The spiritual realm isn't solely governed by currency. It's powered by intention, frequency, and vibration. That's why when you dwell in fear, guess what the soil of life returns to you? More situations designed to keep you in fear. When you constantly lament scarcity, more scarcity is precisely what manifests. Not because God wishes to punish you, but because this is the intrinsic nature of the law itself. God doesn't alter the rules for anyone, just as He doesn't suspend gravity simply because you choose not to believe in it. And now, perhaps you're wondering, so, am I to blame for living this life of scarcity? No. And simultaneously, yes. Not in the punitive sense of blame, but in the liberating sense of responsibility. From this moment forward, from this exact sentence, you have the profound choice to begin planting differently. And that's why, if what I'm sharing resonates with you, click the link I've placed in the first pinned comment. There, you'll find content I've specifically prepared for those genuinely ready to consciously materialize the life they aspire to live. Returning to our discussion, do you know what's most fascinating? This very law, laid bare in the Bible, is the same principle modern law of attraction books attempt to elucidate, just with a different vocabulary. When you read or hear someone discussing vibration, frequency, or manifestation, they are, whether consciously or unconsciously, merely attempting to translate what God revealed thousands of years ago. Quantum physics refers to it as the collapse of the wave function. Modern psychology calls it the power of intention. But what did Jesus call it? Sowing and reaping. That's why, when He spoke of faith the size of a mustard seed, He was teaching you about the power of planting in the unseen realm, of trusting the seed before witnessing the fruit. Now, hold on tight, because what I'm about to tell you is something you've rarely, if ever, heard explained in this manner. The seed you plant isn't merely a physical action. The true seed is the emotional frequency that accompanies your deed. There's no point in donating money if, as you do so, you harbor a deep-seated fear of lack. There's no benefit in speaking positive affirmations if, internally, your vibration is laden with doubt, scarcity, and resentment. The universe, God, the quantum field, doesn't respond to what you do. It responds to who you are as you do it. And this perhaps explains why some individuals meticulously do everything right, yet continue to experience the same financial struggles. It's about planting with unwavering faith, planting with genuine joy, planting with the profound emotional conviction that what you are sending out is already returning to you. And this principle applies to everything: money, relationships, opportunities. Now, if you've made it this far, congratulations, seriously. This alone demonstrates that your consciousness is expanding. And believe me, what comes next will challenge you even further. Because in the upcoming segments of this video, I'm going to show you precisely how to start applying this in practical ways. And I'll unveil one of the biggest unseen blockages that might be sabotaging your harvest, without you even realizing it. Stay with me, because the ultimate revelation is the most powerful of all. You are now about to plunge into the pulsating heart of this law of sowing, where thought, emotion, and action intertwine with surgical precision to attract the prosperity you so deeply desire. But above all, they intertwine to transform your very way of being. And it's simply unacceptable for you to remain the same by the end of this video. Let's dive in. Firstly, you must grasp this fundamental truth. Financial success is not an accident. It is the direct outcome of an internal energetic alignment that you consciously choose to cultivate and maintain. This is why we're discussing something far more profound than "you'll get rich just because you want to," or "all you need to do is think positive." If it were that simple, everyone would already be a millionaire. It's not merely about wishing, it's about feeling, and feeling with the profound certainty of someone who has already seen that dream materialize. I want you to feel it. Close your eyes take a deep breath and visualize this video sparking a new insight within you, awakening a dormant power. Can you visualize that scenario where your bills are easily covered at the end of the month, where there's enough left over to invest, to truly live, to celebrate life? Now anchor yourself in that feeling. Sustain that frequency. Because it is this frequency you must align with daily. And it is this frequency that becomes the invisible seed destined to blossom into abundance. However, in provoking this vibrational sowing, a crucial paradox emerges. Many of us plant generic seeds, thoughts of prosperity, affirmations repeated without genuine emotion. This yields a mediocre harvest. Worse, often superficial, without roots. That's why we must elevate the quality of our sowing, and we'll do that together. The first practical and potent step is to track your emotions daily. Begin with a simple, almost therapeutic exercise. Upon waking, even before reaching for social media or thinking about work, ask yourself, how do I truly feel? Don't externalize blame, don't criticize, simply observe. If you detect anxiety, fear, or a sense of lack, pause there. Place your hand over your heart, breathe, and acknowledge that this is a signal of hardened inner soil. Then infuse a sense of lightness. Use a what if as a seed of possibility. What if my day could flow effortlessly? What if I already possessed everything I need? Even this simple act mentally prepares the ground for a different harvest. Second step, your words. What emanates from your mouth holds profound power. If you constantly declare, I can't, it won't work, this is too hard, you are actively planting weeds. Replace them. But do so genuinely, not just automatically. For example, this could be a new path. I don't know how, but I know I can find a way. Discern the difference between superficial belief and planting with true conviction. And here lies a biblical nuance. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You must embrace what you truly feel before translating it into new words. There's no point in repeating, it's going to be okay, if your heart isn't deeply imbued with that sentiment. Now, let's move to aligned action. That point where people say, you need to take action? Yes. Simply closing your Bible and flipping to the next slide in a seminar won't produce results. The way you spend your time daily, your choices about where you allocate your money, and how you direct your energy are all integral components of the law of sowing and reaping. For instance, if you consciously allocate a percentage of what you earn towards something that embodies gratitude, be it a thoughtful gift, a kind word, a generous gesture, you are planting seeds of genuine abundance. And this isn't empty charity, it's intelligent sowing. Now brace yourself because the next step is invisible, yet absolutely essential. It's the crucial link between action and outcome, and many fail to recognize it until they experience a true epiphany. You must tune into the frequency of abundance. It's not enough to act with your hands. You must act with your heart and your vibration. A powerful practice to aid this is amplified visualization. Choose a specific time of day, preferably in the evening, to sit quietly and revisit a desired outcome. And this vibration generates an energetic sowing that may seem magical, but it's simply natural when you master the law. To safeguard this seed, you must protect your mental field. What you consume truly matters. Sensationalist crisis news, media that focuses solely on misery or chaos, are toxic to your sowing. And I'm not suggesting you live detached from the world. I am telling you to consciously choose what keeps your mental space clean, focused, and connected to possibilities. The conviction of abundance strengthens when what you see and hear reinforces what you are planting. The rest, simply cast aside, like weeds. And here we arrive at something utterly essential. Community. Yes, there's an invisible force that emerges when you connect with people who vibrate at the same frequency of manifestation. This creates a powerful field reinforcement. It's not merely networking or exchanging contacts. It's about reinforcing your inner conviction. Surrounding yourself with individuals who will plant alongside you. Therefore, if you haven't yet, Find someone to share this sowing journey with. Exchange insights, celebrate successes, acknowledge failures, support each other's path. Have you ever realized that sowing with faith can be profoundly challenging? Because you confront the urgency within your heart, the weariness of uncertainty, the fear of disappointment. I understand. It hurts. Most people give up halfway before seeing any harvest, when the wind blows too cold, but that's precisely when the first harvest begins. If you maintain your frequency, if you persevere without anxiety, you'll start to notice subtle coincidences. A bill paid unexpectedly easily, a contact who offers an unforeseen opportunity, an idea that resonates deeply, and you instinctively know you must follow it. Now, the crowning jewel, the revelation I promised at the very beginning. The most powerful insight of all. Pay close attention. There exists a final trigger that supercharges the sowing you undertake in all areas of life, but few consciously experience it. It combines surrender, spaciousness, and total trust. And it is the most transformative spiritual secret in this video. You must learn to release. Yes, release. Because the emotional and mental stability of a manifester doesn't arise from tension. It stems from the lightness of trust, which occurs when you do your part and allow the universe to handle the rest. Release the need for control, release the demand for immediate results, and activate a receptive gaze. Life sends signals. The universe speaks through synchronicities. When you live in a state of anxious longing, you are projecting lack, and that blocks the field. But when you plant with intention, vibrate with gratitude, and then let go, allowing doors to open, the miracle unfolds in places you never could have imagined. It is the natural consequence of true trust. Now that you've come this far, take a deep breath. Feel that silence between the words, because it's precisely in this space that the seeds begin to sprout. Your mind is no longer the same as when you first pressed play on this video. Something within you has already been stirred. And it wasn't by chance. Everything you've heard until now isn't merely a collection of disconnected ideas. It's a summons, a direct call, cutting across time, space, and your limiting beliefs. This is the moment to truly understand that you stand at a watershed in your financial, spiritual, emotional story. And do you know what's most striking? Everything you need to experience this profound shift is already available within you. The seed has already been given. But now comes the most challenging part. The part most people avoid. The part that separates those who merely watch from those who truly transform their lives. Conscious action. You can choose to exit this video and remain exactly as you were. Revert to the same complaints, the same habits, the same thoughts of scarcity, the same victim narratives blaming the system, life, or God. Or today, right now, you can make a choice that could absolutely redefine everything. The Bible tells us that weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. That morning can begin now. It's no coincidence that you are hearing this message at this precise moment in your life. Perhaps you've already prayed, begging for answers. Perhaps you've asked God in the quiet of your soul when your luck would finally change. And perhaps this is the very answer you've been waiting for. Not with easy promises, but with a raw truth. Everything begins with the seed. Everything begins with the decision to plant differently. Remember the law of sowing and reaping? It is infallible. It has no exceptions, no shortcuts, no loopholes. What you sow will return, always. And now, it's your turn. From today forward, guard your thoughts as one would tend a sacred garden. Choose words that build up. Invest your energy in what expands you, what nourishes you emotionally, what connects you to the frequency of prosperity. Start small, but start. A gesture of generosity, a decision to forgive someone, an act of courage in investing in yourself. Each of these attitudes is a seed cast into the soil of your future reality. And when doubt inevitably arises, because it will, remember this. A farmer doesn't dig up the soil every day to check if the seed is germinating. He plants, he waters, he trusts, and he waits with faith. If you internalize this, if you begin to apply it, if you decide today to become the conscious farmer of your own life, I guarantee you, doors will begin to open in ways you never imagined. People, ideas, opportunities, everything will begin to align with this new frequency you are now emitting. But the time to plant is now. And if you've stayed until this point, it means you've already taken the crucial first steps toward this transformation. Now only one thing remains: to commit to continuing this process of change. So once again, don't forget to check out the link I've left in the first pinned comment. If you truly feel you need clearer guidance, a step-by-step roadmap to put all of this into real practice. The next move is yours, and that material is there waiting for you for a reason. If this message resonated with you, if it touched a place that perhaps no one has reached in a long time, hit that like button now. This signals to YouTube that this content deserves to reach more people who, like you, are ready to awaken. Subscribe to the channel too, because the upcoming videos will continue this journey. It's not just an isolated video, it's a process, a journey of transformation. And before we close, hold on to this final reflection. Every great harvest begins with a simple choice: the planting. And you've already planted your first seed just by watching until now. Now, the harvest depends on you. May God bless you. May prosperity find you. And may you never again settle for living below what you were born to live.